We're the Good Neighbor Network, FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, audio and video streaming at wgnsradio.com. This is Rutherford Issues, hitting right at what matters most to all of us here in the heart of Tennessee. From Murfreesboro to Smyrna, Eagleville to Laverne, Playana to Barfield, and everywhere in between. If it matters to you, you'll hear about it here on Rutherford Issues. Now your host, Brian Barrett.
Well, hey, hi, and hello there, fun lovers and truth seekers. Welcome in to Rutherford Issues. Here from WGNS, we are so happy you are along with us for the ride this morning. As we come to you from the Middle Tennessee Electric Studios, they power Rutherford Issues. It's time to get those fireplaces crackling, coffee brewing. Got those new calendars on the wall. Brand new year. And MTE keeps up with fresh starts. Feeling warm and bright. Good energy. Starts with MTE, Middle Tennessee Electric. We've got about 12 minutes or so after 10 o'clock. Lots of news and information is headed your way. Access Tennessee keeping us updated on what's happening around the state, around the world. So we're going to keep up with that here on WGNS today. And got CBS checking the world news scene. Got to look at your forecast. Big changes today, weather-wise. We'll chat about those coming up here in just a couple of moments. But right now, we want to salute today's Good Neighbor of the Day. It's Amy Byers over at Middle Tennessee Electric. Speaking of MTE, Amy is today's Good Neighbor of the Day, SRM Concrete Good Neighbor of the Day, for her work in making Rutherford County a better place to live. Amy Byers, congratulations. You could be the good neighbor every day. Appreciate everything that you do, Amy, and congratulations on being today's Good Neighbor of the Day. From Ryan Flowers Coffee and Gifts and WGNS, along with SRM Concrete. You can send in those Good Neighbor nominations by texting the word neighbor to 615-893-1450, or just head on over to wgnsradio.com/goodneighbor. Two of the easy ways to get those to us. Today's Good Neighbor Spotlight, built by SRM Concrete, locally grown, nationally known, and supporting the folks who keep Rutherford County thriving. Birthday Club, we salute Paula Jones as the winner today. Someone let us know about Paula's birthday, so Paula gets to enjoy the banana pudding from Slick Pig, 1920 East Main in Murfreesboro. 30 years the Robinsons have been slinging the good grub out there. From barbecue to ribs to, of course, wings. Say, of course, if you haven't had their wings, man, if you're new to the area, Slick Pig, 1920 East Main. I believe it's Wednesday night is their fish fry every Wednesday. Man, good stuff. We appreciate the Robinsons, in business for 30 years here in Rutherford County and going strong right now. Slick Pig Barbecue.
Now, here's your Rutherford weather forecast.
Well, let's take a peek outside if you're watching on Big GTV, and I'll kind of describe what's going on. It's raining. Ugh. Rain, rain, go away, right? Not a ton of rain. It's pretty light rain at this point. We're going to have a fairly rainy day, and it is ushering in some changes. One of those changes that you will notice is our winds, which were out of the south yesterday and last night, have been out of the south, where they're coming out of the west now, and they're going to be out of the northwest a little later on, and then after out of the north. It's going to get cold, and then even colder this weekend. We may not get above freezing one day this weekend. Let's talk about your details here. Currently 45 degrees in Murfreesboro at the airport, 45 in Smyrna over at the airport. First of all, your weatherology forecast.
Well, Brian, it looks like we'll see periods of rain showers here for this afternoon with cloudy skies and a high into the upper 40s. We'll have northwest winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 25. Then for tonight, decreasing cloud cover with a low around 19. Thursday, sunshine, a high of 34 degrees. Friday, mostly sunny with a high around 49. Saturday, we'll see some sunshine, high of 39. Then by Sunday, a slight chance for some snow, a high of 32. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
You heard that right. 32. Not above freezing on Sunday. And some light snow showers. Right now, it's not looking like any of this is going to amount to much. Our current radar shows the entire Rutherford County area with some rain, maybe a bit lighter just east of Laverne and north of Smyrna, but pretty much light rain, maybe a bit more moderate out toward, south of Bradyville around Fudge Around. But that's kind of east of Big Springs, but not really seeing a ton out there in terms of anything abnormal. But these light rain showers, light to moderate rain will continue today. May see a few flurries flying tonight. Being 19 tonight with wet streets today, there may be a little concern, but we're going to have such windy conditions. I think the wind, once the rain comes through, is going to kind of dry the roads off pretty well, but something we'll just have to keep an eye on, okay? And the next 6 to 10 days, very cold. Below normal temperatures expected. The next 8 to 14 days, equal chances of near normal. And for the next month, same, equal chances of near normal, which right now is in the low 40s for the, I guess that would be the average high temperatures. So we're going to spend some time in the upper 30s, low 40s here for a little bit. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, sunny skies, but just 39 degrees. So it's going to get cold, and then another shot this weekend, and it's going to be even colder. So let's get ready for that. Tomorrow morning at the bus stop, we could have wind chills in the teens. And same for this weekend with 16 on Sunday night. Could have a bit of a wind chill on MLK Day early in the morning especially. Could be feeling like the single digits to the teens. So some very cold weather on the way, but it is January after all. That's a check of your Rutherford weather forecast. RutherfordWX.com stands for Rutherford Weather. And on the website, some really cool information, some forecast links, that kind of thing. But the biggest thing, links to our social platforms. So help us grow the channel by going to YouTube at Ruco Weather, or just from the website, you can click on it there. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Help us grow the YouTube channel. And we also kind of advise maybe going on Facebook or X. Those are the two places we're most active. And many times we'll at least send a link if we're not broadcasting live on those channels during impactful and severe weather. YouTube is a great place because you can get it on any device, phone, computer, tablet, television. So Ruco Weather, R-U-C-O Weather on any of those social platforms. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications so you'll always be informed about what's happening with Rutherford County weather.
From driveways to highways, SRM Concrete has the right mix, on time, every time. Locally grown, nationally known, family owned and operated. SRM is the name you trust. SRM Concrete, you call, we haul.
Good day, Rutherford County. This is Lee Colvin, financial advisor and CFP with Edward Jones. Let's get the latest business news from our financial desk.
Stocks falling for a second day as Bank of America and Wells Fargo slip after earnings. The Dow is down 210 points right now at 48,981. S&P off 61. 6,901. The NASDAQ is off 337 Right now at 23,372.
From Wall Street to Church Street, that's the latest business news from the Edward Jones Financial Desk. I'm financial advisor and CFP Lee Colvin. Call 615-907-7056 or stop by our office on South Rutherford Boulevard in the Public Shopping Center.
Rutherford Issues on News Radio WGNS.
Time for a check of the latest world news here from WGNS, and it comes from CBS. Brought to you by Ascension St. Thomas Rutherford Hospital. It's now 21 minutes after 10.
CBS Radio News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Steve Kathan. President Trump says anything less than having Greenland in American hands is unacceptable and that NATO should help arrange for the U.S. to get control. Officials from Greenland and Denmark are now meeting with Vice President Vance and Secretary of State Rubio. CBS's Aaron Navarro.
Greenland's prime minister has repeatedly said that Greenland's not for sale, and it seems the aim of requesting this meeting is to try and find some compromise to offer enhanced cooperation and access to Greenland for the U.S. in exchange for them to stop their rhetoric in terms of taking over the country.
Well, now to Iran. The head of the country's judiciary calls for swift punishment of imprisoned protesters. President Trump has indicated executions would prompt a strong U.S. action. CBS's Courtney Keeley.
They've already said there will be executions. They've already gone to the Tehran prisons, and the history of Iran is executions back in the beginning of the regime in the 80s. The number got up to 5,000 in terms of execution.
A number of personnel have been told to leave a U.S. military base in Qatar in response to, quote, current regional tensions. Well, here at home, CBS's Michael Wallace tells us the FBI executed a search warrant at the home of a Washington Post reporter this morning in what's been termed a leak investigation.
The search was part of the Bureau's investigation into a government contractor who allegedly stashed classified government intelligence reports in his lunchbox and basement. Agents searched Post reporter Hannah Natansen's Virginia home and seized her phone, 2 laptops, and a Garmin watch. The Post says it's not unusual for the FBI to investigate leaks to reporters, but it is rare for agents to search a reporter's home.
On the Health Watch, a new study indicates U.S. childhood vaccination rates are going down, and non-medical exemptions to vaccination requirements are associated with an increased risk of disease outbreaks. Dr. Nathan Lowe is an infectious disease specialist at Stanford University.
In most states, there's at least one pocket of higher use of these vaccine exemptions, which then, is linked with lower vaccine coverage and outbreak risk.
Well, to Detroit now, where WWJ Radio's Jeff Gilbert is covering the annual auto show.
The winner of the North American Car of the Year is the Dodge Charger.
The Charger, both gasoline and electric, honored for power and efficiency. Ford's Maverick Lobo winning Truck of the Year for its lowrider style.
Ford earning the Truck of the Year for 6 years in a row.
And on Wall Street, right now the Dow is down 270. This is CBS News.
Real crimes, real justice. Follow and listen to 48 Hours on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Guys, if you want the greatest night of your life, I mean your best night ever, then you gotta hear this. There's a new ED pill out, and it's from the makers of Viagra. It's their first new ED pill in over 20 years. This new super pill is called Viagra AGV, and it's unbelievable. It works super fast, in only 11 minutes, and lasts up to 14 hours, thanks to its new vasodynamic delivery system. Plus, it's FDA approved and safe. There has never been any ED pill like it. It's unreal what it does to you. In testing, Viagra AGV crushed every other ED pill. It destroyed them all. And now, 9 out of 10 urologists are recommending Viagra AGV over any other ED pill. Every man alive needs to try this new Viagra AGV super pill at least once. Then you'll know why men are going crazy over it. So if you want to have the most incredible night of your life, you can't miss this. Go to scoreblue.com and try it while supplies last. That's scoreblue.com.
There's a new queen at the movies.
Move over, Scarlett Johansson.
I'm in this place where I have nothing.
Zoe Saldana's swiped the crown for the highest-grossing actor of all time, thanks to the new Avatar movie, Fire and Ash. The third in this series has grossed $1.23 billion worldwide. Johansson sealed the deal for the #1 spot after she starred in 2025's Jurassic World Rebirth, which brought in more than $800 million. Saldana's played Neytiri in all 3 Avatar films. She's also starred in Avengers, Star Trek, and Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Marvel has launched a new live stream for Avengers Doomsday, complete with a countdown clock and a warning Doomsday is coming. In more than 11 months, 4 different trailers have already been released for the much-anticipated film. I'm Steve Kathan, CBS News.
Ascension St. Thomas Heart is the leader in Middle Tennessee for heart care, providing the most advanced options, including heart surgery and transplants. Our nationally recognized cardiac team cares for more adult hearts than anyone in the state, from AFib to heart failure, using minimally invasive options when possible to help shorten recovery, making Ascension St. Thomas Heart your first choice for routine heart care and cardiac emergencies. Schedule a heart screening or find a cardiologist at ascension.org/St. Thomas Heart.
In retirement, it's all about income. Your money, making money, and you're not spending down your principal. That's the way we do it at Retirement Income Solutions. So if you're spending down your principal or your money's not making money, keeping you ahead of inflation, check us out today at risolutions.net. risolutions.net. And make sure to join us Saturdays at noon and Sunday afternoons at 1 for Retirement Income Solutions Radio with Nathan Cox and Lindsay Cotter.
Do your sinus infections always seem to come back no matter what you do? The pressure builds, the headaches drag on, the congestion makes it hard to sleep, hard to focus, hard to feel like yourself. Here's what most people don't actually know. Sinus infections keep coming back because your sinuses can't fully drain. That's why the pressure, the headaches, and the congestion keep coming back time and time again. Balloon sinuplasty gently opens your sinuses in a quick, in-office procedure, so the infections can finally clear. At Murfreesboro Sinus Center, they've helped thousands of patients break free from the sinus infection cycle, so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and finally feel like yourself again. Don't wait another season fighting sinus pain. Call Murfreesboro Sinus Center today at 615-649-4590 to see if balloon sinuplasty is right for you. Call 615-649-4590. That's 615-649-4590.
It's cute that a couple from Louisville decided to get married on a Southwest flight, but someone forgot that the aisle they literally walked down was also the only path to the bathroom, and that ceremony was not short. The flight attendant instructed the passengers to remain seated out of respect while Tina and Roger got hitched, but another minute and a few of those passengers may have showered the new couple with something other than rice. If you've been racking your brain to remember how long ago gas prices were this cheap, think back to June 2019. That's the last time the AAA's national average was $2.80 a gallon. Before that, it was 2010. Guys, maybe you've been watching too many movies for grown-ups because real-life librarians don't like it when you hit on them at work. A bunch of weird dudes have been calling public libraries across the country just to get their jollies talking to the librarians, and it's not always obvious either. They say they tend to ask very specific questions just to keep them on the phone for a long time. That's what's trending. I'm Christian Chase.
This is Craig Buckner with Mills Family Pharmacy.
Mills Family Pharmacy on South Church at Veterans Parkway.
You or your loved one are on a complex medication regimen. We can pack that into a multi-dose planner that's labeled correctly, that simplifies your life.
Mills Family Pharmacy, dedicated to providing customers with services that are customized to meet their needs.
Your medication's dispensed in a 30-day multi-dose planner, labeled correctly with each individual medication on each packet.
Mills Family Pharmacy, next to Toots on South Church at Veterans Parkway.
CBS Money Watch.
The Consumer Price Index was 2.7% in December compared to the same time last year. That matches the number from the previous month. Americans saw food prices at the end of last year jump more than 3%. CBS News analysis of numbers from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services found around 22.8 million people have signed up for 2026 ACA coverage since open enrollment started. That's down 1.4 million from this time last year. Love is already in the air at the U.S. Postal Service. USPS has announced the release of 4 new Love Forever stamps. That's your CBS CBS News Money Watch Report at the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Jesse Mitchell.
Hey, it's CBS News business analyst and certified financial planner Jill Schlesinger. Follow and listen to Money Watch with Jill Schlesinger on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Betsy Maples with Maples Realty and Auction. Are you looking for the perfect blend of city conveniences and country charm? The Maples has it all and features homes from 5 quality local builders and has amenities including a pool, tennis and pickleball courts, basketball, and soccer areas. Schedule a tour with Maples Realty and Auction today. Call us at 615-896-4740 or visit the Maples of Murfreesboro.com.
Maples Realty and Auction.
This is News Radio WGNS Prime Time Sports.
Sponsored by the law offices of John Day. Our expanded office location is on Medical Center Parkway, just across the street from the hospital. If you've been injured, call us for a free consultation at 867-9900.
Well, tonight on WGNS, be sure to tune in at 6 o'clock right after All Sports Talk with your Wednesday host, Dylan Simmons. We've got La Tech basketball this evening, Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders and Louisiana Tech. It's men's basketball tonight. The women do it all over again at 6 o'clock tomorrow here on WGNS. And coming up on Saturday, the women at Sam Houston. That'll be 12:30 on WGNS with the men hosting Missouri State at 4:30 Saturday afternoon. So a busy week of Blue Raider sports. Last night we had Riverdale Blackman girls and boys on the air for you. Friday night we've got Blackman at Stewart's Creek. So be sure to tune in on Friday here on WGNS. 5:45 is our airtime. So be sure to tune in for that. And then coming up on Saturday, Boys Basketball Week on the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner. More sports news now from Access Tennessee. Josh Copley.
Access Tennessee Sports. I'm Josh Copley. It was a Tuesday for overtime thrillers. Number 24 Tennessee men's basketball would get the win in double overtime over Texas A&M, 87-82. Nate Ament would be the driving force offensively, scoring 23 points for the Vols, with 10 of those coming in overtime. The big difference in this one would be Tennessee dominating the rebound battle, 60-35. The Nashville Predators would defeat Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers in overtime 4-3. The raucous Nashville crowd got to see Roman Josi score twice, one of those being the game winner. Eric Halla and Steven Stamkos would score as well, as the Preds have now won 3 of their last 4. Tennessee football was able to land another transfer from the portal. This time it's defensive back TJ Metcalf, who's coming over from Michigan. He's an experienced defender who's also played for Arkansas. With 1 year of eligibility left, Metcalf looks to provide a big boost to this Tennessee defense. I'm Josh Copley with Access Tennessee Sports.
Access Tennessee News, I'm Carlin Cochran. Nashville skies are getting busier and new rules may be coming to keep them safe. Airport leaders say preliminary talks are underway to upgrade Nashville's airspace to Class B, a move aimed at reducing mid-air collision risks as flight traffic grows. It also expands the footprint that Nashville controllers oversee. Officials say the change could improve safety and efficiency but would take time, with key questions still unanswered. A Knox County Commission is considering a new ordinance that would place the troubled Richard L. Bean Juvenile Detention Center under the authority of a juvenile court judge. Judge Tim Irwin says he's willing to take on the role after other options were explored. Supporters say the change could improve oversight, staffing, and safety at the facility, which has faced dozens of reported issues.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First, drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said,
if it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips. Because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Nashville officials say the downtown library parking garage can be repaired after a June 2025 fire damaged upper levels. Crews are installing temporary supports while engineers inspect the structure. Severely damaged sections will be rebuilt with lower levels reopening first. 6 vehicles remain trapped and owners are urged to contact insurance. No timeline has been set, but city leaders say work continues to stabilize the garage and restore full parking. Carlin Cochran, Access Tennessee News.
This message brought to you by the Central Tennessee Regional Solid Waste Planning Board. Visit recyclerightTN.com for tips, ideas, and locations on where to recycle near you.
Don't be trashy, recycle classy, recycle right, Tennessee.
Recycling isn't just about tossing materials in a bin, it's about knowing which materials are accepted. Go to recyclerightTN.com.
Recycle right, Tennessee.
When severe weather strikes, we break in.
A tornado watch is in effect for Rutherford County.
The most up-to-date weather information.
We'll be here with you on radio and with Rutherford Weather Video Channel.
Rutherford weather updates on WGNS and watch on YouTube and Facebook with Rutherford Weather.
Whether it's a cough, a fever, or something you can't quite name, MMC Now makes care easy. Walk right in, get seen quickly, and your visit connects directly to your MMC doctor. Care you trust, with providers you know, with digital check-in and multiple locations around town. MMC Now is here when you need us.
Murfreesboro Medical Clinic.
I happened to glance up, and the clear sky was gone.
Coast to coast, all night, every night.
All I could see was something round and black.
On WGNS, AM, FM, online. Rutherford Issues with Brian Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
We're back here on Rutherford Issues, powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. New calendar, but same steady glow in every room, and Middle Tennessee Electric keeps you warm and ready for tomorrow, bringing good energy into 2026 and beyond with MTE. Well, this morning, we're going to talk about Rutherford County Emergency Medical Services, and Brent Carter is here. New year, and, it's been... 2025 was busy and busier than the year before and the year before that, and I'm sure 2026 is going to be about the same, huh?
Rutherford County keeps growing. I mean, there's nothing more that we can do.
We've talked a lot about growth. Mayor McFarland was on this morning, and, lots of development in downtown and the county, looking at that, and new roads and that kind of thing. How does your equipment keep up with that? I guess GPSs are updated pretty frequently when
all
they're
our
new roads.
trucks are GPSed.
Yeah.
So like I may have mentioned in the past that you dial 911, it pings our dispatch, and you're going to get the closest truck wherever their GPS is, even if they were in Laverne.
Yeah.
If they were closest to Clear Sienna, that's where you're going to get them.
I know there's that.
And then the roads. 99.
Boy.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that new access road off of Robert Rose that goes over to Medical Center. The city built that road, and it's amazing to me how a GPS unit knows that road's open and usable now.
I don't know how they
I don't
that.
either.
Yeah, it's like Google Maps. Yeah. I don't know how satellites, I guess.
Only thing I can figure. But you've got all those new routes and the maps. I always, both of my kids, no matter where they were going, would put an address in their phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Why do you do that? You don't know directions?" My daughter doesn't know directions, but I said, "Well, it tells you the fastest route." And so sometimes, yeah. For me to travel to like Rockvale, for instance, from my house near Siegel, it is faster for me to go out of the way and go 840 and get off on Veterans.
Yep. Time you drive down
go to
Medical
Rockvale,
Center.
and it's more miles, but it's quicker. So, I guess you all have to get creative too to get around traffic.
They do, and when they start working on Medical Center and they shut it down to one lane, that's our main vein into the hospital.
Yeah,
we can go. Thompson and go the back way, but that's pretty much a main vein for all those ambulances to try to get into the hospital and get out.
Mm-hmm.
So that jumping curbs and doing whatever you got to do, hit back roads. And then you got In-N-Out Burger traffic.
Oh, isn't that nuts out there?
It's crazy.
I've never seen something like that. I mean, they've bought a parcel of land and built a parking lot.
Yeah.
And when the crowds die down, if that happens, they're going to sell that parcel of land. Apparently, they buy extra land just for parking lots and traffic flow.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, that's it. The traffic jams, it's tough. But you were saying about your kids, I mean, there's not very many people can read maps, paper maps anymore.
No. Well, what's a paper map?
Yeah, it's all on a phone.
You know, when
I started, we get a call, we had to look it up on a paper map.
I know.
One to give directions and one drive.
Back, I've been working here since '93, but one of the things that we always had here were maps of the county, and you could always pick up a paper map. And year after year, the fewer people come in to get those, and every now and then we'll have somebody that calls and says,
we used to
have a map?
Poster size one at every station.
I bet.
So they could kind of look at it on their way out, or if they had a little downtime and they wanted to read a map.
Yeah.
And it had all our zones in it and everything. Of course, now we don't have zones because all the trucks are GPS, so it doesn't matter. If you're the closest, you're going.
Yeah. So I guess back then, if you were in that zone, you kind of stayed in that area?
You tried to stay in your zone, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because it kept the response times down and things like that, So move some extra trucks if we had any, if you had to do a Nashville transfer or you got hung up at the hospital, things like that. You could go into other people's zones.
Yeah.
But
I guess
now,
a lot of
the
that
GPS works great.
Yeah. A lot of that's changed even since when you started.
Oh, yeah. I mean, heck, I was in a van ambulance.
Oh, okay.
The old van ambulance.
One of those old Chevy vans?
One of the Ford or Chevys, whatever. Yeah, but yeah, they were a van, But now, shoot, we got some pretty fancy ambulances now. But they're doing a lot more. These medics, man, they are so trained up and on top of their game right now that it's scary. They're younger, but we're doing street doctors is pretty much we've got protocols and standing orders and all kinds of stuff that we can do now that we never could do in the past.
Really?
Oh yeah. Patient care's over 100% better now, than it was 28 years ago.
I guess a lot of that, you think of those advances and technology helps with that, but it's also training, and your paramedics probably go through continual training.
Oh, it's continuous. And, Brian Gaither put Trey Cook in over our education department, and he's got at least 2 classes a week offered to whoever wants to take them. And some are required, to keep your license, but there's some extra classes and they're always full.
Oh, nice.
So he does a really great job with that. And like I said, these medics are doing stuff that we were never even taught, but we're learning a little bit of it.
I guess, you think in an emergency, those first 10, 15 minutes are crucial.
Yeah, and if it's a trauma, big car crash or something like that, trauma-wise, first 6 minutes is very important.
So getting there
and being ready and on your game, to figure out the problem quick and then work your way down to the broken toe or whatever. But if they're having trouble breathing, you need to get on them quick.
Yeah.
You got a little systematic approach that as you're walking up looking, and then get after it.
I guess in a trauma, the broken bones and all that will take care of itself. But organ injury and breathing, that's the first thing.
Breathing, that, keep that blood pressure where it needs to be, to keep feeding the brain and the heart and everything else. And you got to have blood, you got to have air.
Yeah. Well, and with more people, seemingly more accidents, we have had several stories about, terrible injury crashes and fatalities and things like that of late.
I mean, you know, we were talking about it. It's getting jammed up. Streets are getting jammed up. Everybody's still in a hurry, you know. And then the weather, might as well play the lottery off of what the weather's going to be, you know. I mean, what's the temp today? Mark it down on your Powerball ticket.
Yeah.
You know, what's the temp tomorrow?
Well, 40s
so the rains
today,
and the
30s tomorrow.
And we got ice coming or something. And say we're talking about snow. I don't. It just makes things worse.
We definitely don't need an ice storm, do we?
Oh no. I mean, you know, Rutherford County's grown so much, and their road systems kind of are catching up.
Yeah.
So
slowly,
but they're catching up.
But that, you know, the new Cherry Lane extension, whenever that gets done, that's going to help on the north side of town. I know veterans. I drove Veterans just a couple of years ago, and I thought, who in the world is going to be out here? This is out in the middle of nowhere.
It works.
And now you look, and there's a hospital, you know, West Lawn out there. And
UTOA.
Yeah.
I mean, MMC, they're building constantly.
Everything is just popped up around that. It's almost like a bypass, you know. But those arteries are very important. And, well, same thing when they built 840. There were years you drove down 840 and thought, man, no one's on this road.
Yep.
It was like the Autobahn.
And now it's almost like I-24.
Yeah.
You know. But we got our Plainview station open now, so that's helping out down there on that end of the interstate, too.
And who thought that area would grow like it has?
I know. They got that new school down there. So, I mean, it's just Rutherford County's.
It seems
hitting
like
their borders.
You know, and there may be a high school in that area.
Really?
Coming, you know. I think that's one of the proposed areas, or it's being looked at for a high school. Well,
I mean, the houses they're building down in there, I mean, I understand it.
Well, just look at Rockvale and the growth they've had since they put the high school out there.
No kidding.
It's just crazy to think. So, call volumes have been up, though, huh?
We're still averaging about 4,400 a month. And then, you know, our transport, they're doing about 400 calls a month. So, it's around 5,000 calls a month. Yeah.
Now, transport is different. You've told us this before, but is that just like going from one facility to another?
To hospital, like, you know, non-emergency calls, to hospital, back to the nursing homes, things like that, where they can't drive or, you know, they need to lay down in a bed to be transported back. Doctor's visits, you know, we don't do too much dialysis anymore, but we still do some.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
A lot of those, I don't guess they're really pre-planned necessarily, but there's probably a bit of a heads up on those transports.
There is. On a lot of them, there's a heads up. You know, the hospitals, you know, they're going to call when they start cleaning out beds, you know, and get them moved back to their nursing home or wherever they got to go, back to their own home. So they'll get calls.
Do with that kind of call, it's not necessary you have a lot of medical equipment, or I mean, do you have different?
They have an ambulance. It's a stocked ambulance.
Okay,
but they're not ALS ambulance. There's one ALS ambulance, so if they need to be on a monitor or they need, you know, things like that, need a paramedic in the back. Most of the other times they're just EMTs.
Okay.
And it's kind of a stepping stone. They kind of learn how to do patient care, kind of learn to see some signs, and then they go on and get their advanced EMT. And once they get that, then they can get on the 911 side.
Okay.
And then, you know, from there you can go paramedic and critical care paramedic and everything else.
Are there two that are on those trucks transport?
A lot of times there's a paramedic on every truck.
Okay.
But some of them will be with EMTs, and some of them are double medic trucks. The busier trucks in the county will have double medics, so they can take turns. So they don't wear themselves out.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
But a lot of them are the paramedic and an advanced EMT.
So the one with two in a truck, while one's driving, the other is the one doing the patient care.
The patient care, and it's the same on the other truck. You know, if it's a BLS call, you know, they can put the EMT in the back and do patient care and let the paramedic drive on the other side. But if it comes, you know, if it needs a medic in the back, then it's kind of the best of both worlds, you know. But unless you're at a busy station.
Yeah.
You know, if you're at a busy station, I mean, and you got an EMT partner, you can stay pretty busy as a medic in the back.
I can imagine. I don't know what made me think of this, but I was watching this video of the Secret Service guys going through driving training to drive like the Beast, the president's car. Is there such a thing for paramedics and EMTs?
There's an emergency that we take online, and then they've just got some instructors where we used to do it at MTSU a lot. We'd set up a trail course, driving course, whatever you want to call it. They had to go forward, go backwards.
I did my driver's ed over there.
Yeah, do things like that. So, but we're getting back into that again. So we got 4 people that are trained to teach it now. So that's going to come back. Because a lot of these new younger, the younger generation, they growed up driving little cars or little trucks. And then you get behind one of those and they sway, they take longer to stop, they're so heavy, I mean, we got a lot of equipment on them trucks too.
On a windy day, I bet it's kind of interesting.
And they're like a dually pickup, but with a big box on the back of them. So they drive a whole lot different than what a lot of these younger kids have learned to drive.
It's not necessarily like driving, a big pickup pulling a trailer, but
no, but it's similar.
The weight may be similar.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's similar.
It's just all more compact than a trailer, but still the stopping.
And the wind with that big square box on the back of it, and then, making corners. Yeah, you gotta pay attention.
Yeah. Well, and you're also trying to get there
and then
fast
trying
as
to
you
back
can.
up.
Oh, yeah.
Even with the backup cameras, oops, still happens.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Well, we certainly appreciate all those who, over the holidays, some of the, staff had to come in and work on Christmas Day and New Year's Day, and because it's 24/7, 365.
No matter what it is.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Always appreciate it. Well, Brent, thanks for coming in today.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Always
and
good to talk with you. Same to you.
First time on the radio this year.
That's right. That's right. First of many, we hope. And that's Brent Carter with Rutherford County Emergency Medical Services. That's going to do it for the show today. We thank you so very much for joining in. Until next time, take care out there.
A new survey found one simple daily habit.
Subscribe to Big G TV. Local content that matters to Rutherford County.